So I was tagged in this post a few times and sent this post. So people want me to do this one. And this is definitely a good one. This is an Am I the A-hole from a woman. And what do I say about Am I the A-holes from women? They just want validation for feeling simple human emotions. She says, Am I the a-hole for filing for divorce after discovering my husband's very conservative beliefs? She's 26, he's 27. She says, I have been married to my husband for 2 years now. Our relationship has had its ups and downs, but recently I discovered something that has shaken me to my core. I have always been open-minded and quite liberal in my beliefs. I volunteer at a shelter for people experiencing homelessness and work at a center specializing in youth mental health. My husband, on the other hand, portrayed himself as similarly minded when we first met. We fell in love, got married, and I have been the primary breadwinner while he pursued various career interests, none of which panned out so far. And he's currently unemployed. The trouble started when I stumbled upon some online activity that revealed he holds very conservative views on social and political issues. These were views he never expressed before, and when I confronted him about it, he admitted that he had deliberately hidden them from me because he knew how important my progressive values were to me. I asked him about the women belong in the home post he had made and asked him if he thought I would be better at home. He told me yes, he thought I should be a housewife. This revelation has hit me hard. It's not just about the difference in beliefs itself, but the fact that he kept this fundamental aspect of himself hidden from me. I feel like I don't truly know him anymore, and I'm struggling to reconcile the person I thought I married with this new reality. Especially his views in this case are unrealistic, especially due to him not even having a job. I've always believed in open communication and honesty in a relationship, and now I feel betrayed. It's not just about politics, it's about trust and respect. I am the one supporting us financially, and while that doesn't bother me inherently, the fact that he misled me about something so significant does. I filed for divorce and gave him the papers today. He pitched a fit and got really angry at me when I told him that I was leaving him. He flew off the handle when I mentioned I was glad the prenup kept our finances separate. He told me I can't leave him like this, and I was such an ass and a B word for dumping him like this. I promised to be with him for richer and poorer, and in good times and in bad. I feel a bit guilty about leaving him this way, though I can't be with a person who thinks the way he does about women. Am I the a-hole? There was a post a few weeks ago where a woman was like, "You are too broke to be sexist." And that would work for this one too. He's too broke to be sexist. He's too broke to be conservative because he doesn't even have the money to have a stay-at-home wife if she had agreed to this. He wants a woman that he can control. And as it stands, he has no control because he has no money. And these feelings of jealousy because she's able to be a breadwinner and have a uterus is conflicting in his mind because how dare she make money, have financial stability, and have a uterus? That makes some of these men's brains go like, his firecrackers are all in their brain. If this woman were to be like, you know what, Darren, I'm going to quit right now, and I'm just going to allow you to lead us. I'm going to let you lead this ship. Where he going to lead the ship? Off a cliff? He's going to lead them straight to hell, basically. They're going straight to hell. They're going to starve. Their boat going to break down. Going to have holes all in there. They can't even fix it. They only have some rags to stuff in the holes of the of the boat. It's not a good thing to let a broke person steer a ship. You can't let a broke person who can't keep a job lead anything. He needs to demonstrate that he can lead himself to work daily for a few years without being told to. Absolutely not. She is doing the right thing because his views make no sense. It's not just the lying part. Yeah, that sucks. But his views don't make sense in reality. He doesn't live in reality world. He lives in Delulu land, unfortunately. Let's look at some of the comments. Object Failure asked, would you have dated him had you known about his beliefs early on? In other words, are you more upset about his beliefs than the fact that he kept them hidden? And the OP says, apparently he liked me and thought he could fix me with pregnancy, according to one of his posts. Peaches for Dinner, I said, how was he going to fix you having no income if you gave up your job? He can't just send out a resume saying fertile white male and assume he will get a single income quality job. Why Teach says, guessing here, but I think the guy didn't plan to be unemployed and still thinks he will get the ideal job so he can take over in, his rightful role in the family. Her being able to provide for them is, in his mind, emasculating him. He may believe that if she has to quit working, he will be motivated to take a less than ideal job and assert his masculine role. Her pregnancy would also validate his masculinity. Yeah, let's get some plans actually in place and rocking. Let's execute a little bit before we live in Delulu land. Delulu land is not feasible because you don't actually eat real food and have real shelter and have real clothes in Delulu land. You can't rely on people who are living in Delulu land. Charming City says it's always the losers that are the worst of the lot. 750 Turbo says, I promise to cherish, love, support unless you become a Republican. And I think that it's a little bit different than that because he didn't actually show who he was. He's always held these views. He just didn't tell the truth about them. The lotion is in the basket says it kind of feels like she feels betrayed because of his politics and not because he hid them from her. I'm just wondering how after 2 years of marriage this has never ever come up in conversation. He's never once suggested that he might lean right. I find that hard to believe. So then the OP says he represented himself as center right when we met. I was okay with that because I thought we shared similar core values. Turns out I was wrong. The OP says also, and this is an important part, he's admitted to stealthing me, as in poking holes in condoms and taking condoms off during sex. He posted that he thought pregnancy would fix me and make me a better wife. So yeah, his ideas have led to real life harm. The thing is, she should have put this in the post. This there are several things in this post, but this is enough to be grounds for divorce because he has quite a few different ways of showing that he is an a-hole and that he is untrustworthy. He's untrustworthy, he's unreliable, and their life would be financially insecure if they stay together. She would have a financially insecure life staying with this man. This person said, and I'm harping on this because I want women that are watching this video, hearing my voice, to know and understand that this is not right. The first time that someone does this, he is pulling consent. You consented to sex with a condom. You did not consent to it without one. So if someone does this to you, your consent has been broken. And like the Yankunian says, stealthing and reproductive coercion is rape. He's raped you. Wiggle Pie says that's assault. If he's admitted to this in writing, definitely try to save and make copies of those. If you have a lawyer for the divorce, I'd make sure they have those copies too. This person is a terrible person. If anybody does this to you, they are terrible people. All right, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Definitely grounds for divorce. This woman should leave and never give him access to the same oxygen that she is breathing currently, unless they are in a courtroom. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share. Another Am I the A-hole thread, and another very important discussion that we need to be having as women, especially for the younger women. She says, am I the a-hole for telling my mom how my husband humiliated me? Absolutely not. You're not the a-hole. And it is reasonable and it is so important that you have a support system and that your mother is your support system that you know that you can talk to. So let's get into the actual post though. So she's 24. She says, I am a big believer in save your arguments between your own relationship so long as they are solvable. She says, I feel this way because I wouldn't tell someone every little argument between me and my husband. He's 34 because it just clouds the waters. My husband feels the same too. So 10-year age difference. She is 24. brain is not yet fully formed, not fully developed. She is 24. He is 10 years older. I'm just stressing that. However, what he did to me a few days ago made me run to my mom's house and not leave since. Basically, I was leaving work and I called my husband to please fill up the Brita water thing since he leaves it empty a lot of the time. My water bottle was empty for the day and I was thirsty. That's all. Well, he had an attitude on the phone because apparently he had already done it and I was nagging. I told him it's not nagging when 99% of the time it's not full. So when I got home, I chugged some water and sat down for a while. About an hour later, he got into the shower. I heard him in there and I really had to pee. I knocked on the door, which is usually never a problem, but he wouldn't let me in. So I waited. 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes passed, and he is still not out. By that time, I was on the verge of wetting my pants, so I banged on the door. He told me, oh well, I made my bed by being rude over the water, so now I have to lie in it. I was so angry and I said, fine then, F you, and stormed towards the door to go to a store and use their bathroom. My husband literally raced me there and manhandled me into our bedroom. He locked me in there for another 2 hours. I peed my pants in there because I had no choice. It was that bad. I was absolutely wailing when he finally let me out, and I didn't even stop to change before I grabbed my keys and went to my mom's house. It's been 15 years since I cried in my mom's arms like that. I was effing mortified, enraged, hurt, everything. I didn't go back that night and haven't gone back since. It's only been 2 days. My husband called me to apologize and has promised me in a million and one ways he's going to make it up to me. That was until he found out I told my mom what happened. He yelled at me for it. I don't know what to do. I feel so bad for breaking our trust like that, but then again, he literally humiliated me over some argument about a Brita. That's the thing. He is walking. He's trying to see how fast or slow he can degrade you, control you, abuse you. That's it. That's all. And if you have someone to talk to, that means that he won't be able to fully implement his plan. What he did was take it too far too quickly, and the mask completely fell off. He and they made this covenant or whatever to not share their problems, but that kind of thing, secrets allow bad behavior to continue to fester and go stronger and stronger. So he let the mask fall off too fast and she ran. She did what a normal thinking woman who wants to survive did. She went to a safe place. Her mother is a safe space. He is not a safe space. And she found that out. When you think about someone that is going to blow up over a Brita filter, imagine what your life would be like if you spilled some coffee or if you didn't buy the right kind of salad dressing or something like that. He's letting you know early on that he's not safe, that you should not have kids with him, and that divorce is probably the best option for your life if you want to survive. This is the reason why some of these men, they talk like, I really want a woman that has had her father in her life. They do not want people that have a healthy support system, because a healthy support system is going to be a safe space and not let someone like this be with their children, with their daughters. They're just not. This person needs to be single forever and not come around any normal human beings, not at all, period. But let's look at some of the comments. McMurmel says, this is more than humiliation. What he did is straight up abuse. You are very young. Don't go back to him. He left you locked in a room knowing you had to use the bathroom. Get a lawyer and end this. There's nothing he can say. Be glad you have a mother for support. Misty Afternoon says, and it will escalate if she goes back. This is sadly actually mild compared to what this man will do given the opportunity. He became enraged because he knows how bad what he already did is. He knows what the real world would think of him. He has been outed. God, I hope the OP is strong enough in herself to actually leave and never be alone with him for the rest of her life. This man is capable of unalivement. A part close says, oh yeah, he's embarrassed now. That will amplify things. His shame will smolder until it builds up pressure and blows. Street Plastic says he isn't embarrassed at all. He's just frustrated. He thought he had her locked in to the degree that he could unmask his abusive self and she would hesitate to tell people or leave him. He judged it wrong, poor little guy, and she still had her reasoning and backbone about her. He's angry she told her mother because the next step would be love bombing and perfect marriage time until his next temper flare when he gets to punish her for leaving this time. He had it all laid out, but she balked. She exposed him. She left him. His behavior in the coming weeks may well escalate. I hope the OP stays safe. This is the part that I really want women to know and understand. This person says he probably created the idea of keeping business between the two of them. This whole situation of what we do in our house stays in our house. This goes to families. This goes to any kind of abusive relationship. Is able to fester because secrets keep things hidden. So you don't have other people to tell you this is unsafe, please get out. So if your partner of any kind, if your family members are trying to make you stay silent, that is a key. And we need to continue to have these conversations. This year has been a year of exposure for many people, celebrities, clergymen, leaders, I mean, like lawmakers or whatever. All of this stuff needs to be highlighted because this is an abusive, chaotic, dysfunctional, all of those things way to live. And it's not a way to thrive and survive in a healthy manner. So we have got to get to the point where we continue to have our support systems. We don't throw away our female friends. We talk about these things in the public square enough to where we are okay with saying, this has happened to me. This is not okay. And I know that I have a safe space to fall back on. And with that, I'm going to end it. You guys jump in the comment section and let me know what you think about all of these. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. All right, another Am I the A-hole from a woman. She says, am I the a-hole for feeling upset if my partner said, I'll marry you if you lose weight? The answer is no. You should leave him. You're not the a-hole. He is, he might not be an a-hole. Let's just see the post. Let's see what he says. She says, so here's the deal. I've been dating this guy for about a year now, and things have been mostly great. But the other day, we were chilling on the couch talking about the future, and he drops this bombshell on me. He says, all casual like, I'll marry you if you lose some weight. I mean, what the actual heck? At first, I laughed it off, thinking he was joking or maybe just being insensitive. But the more I think about it, the more it bothers me. Like, am I just supposed to change myself to fit his idea of the perfect partner? Shouldn't he love me for who I am? I've always been a little self conscious about my weight, but I never thought my partner would use it against me like that. Now I'm torn between feeling hurt and wondering if I'm overreacting. I know communication is key in the relationship, but how do I even bring this up without turning it into a huge fight? So, Reddit, am I the jerk here for feeling upset, or is it reasonable to expect more from my partner? I don't know why women find themselves asking these types of questions. This is not a whole behavior for having thoughts. Your feelings were hurt. He hurt your feelings. That doesn't make you a jerk or an a-hole. Absolutely not. Especially if let's say you were a little bit on the thicker side when he met you. He still decided to come up to you. If these people have certain ideals about who they want to be with, they need to stop approaching women and being with women who don't fit those ideals and think that they're going to mold and shape these women into what they expect them to be. They really need to stop molding women. We are not clay. We are not projects. And honestly, though, women need to stop taking on projects of a man as well, period. We can all grow and transform together, but the fundamental person, who they are, we're all going to be who we are fundamentally. And if he doesn't like your weight, I bet you don't have to experience me anymore, period. Appropriate lyric says, ask him why he's with you now if he disapproves of you. And Distinct Song says, say I don't think we're ever going to get married then. No You says, right? Best response, I'm not marrying you. Why do you think we're getting married? Would have him pooping his pants. Matrillin says, I'd probably make it more biting, same message, but with a little bit more meanness. Where did you get the idea we were getting married? We're having a fun, casual time. You didn't think I'd actually settle like that, though, did you? Honorable Narwhal says he has shown you who he is. Believe him. Alien Goddess says, yep, believe him the first time. His love comes with conditions. Speaking from several years' experience with someone like that, run. And Shit Clock is Ticking says, and she's only put a year into the relationship. The longer she wastes on him, the harder it'll be to leave due to the sunk cost fallacy. Cut your losses, OP. Honestly, though, I don't know if Reddit is poisoning me or what, but the more I read about stuff like this, the more I don't even want to date. Imagine dating someone for a whole year and then they suddenly drop that on you. Buddy must have thought he had reeled her in just enough so he could start with the emotional abuse. Exactly. That's what they do. They want to stick their hooks in you and think that they can drag you along, mold you how they want to, beat down your self-esteem, and that you will never leave. Show them that you will leave. You will in fact leave. They do not get to talk to you any kind of way after they feel like you are invested long enough in this relationship. Absolutely not. He's got to go. Y'all weigh in though.